तो कन्वर्ट सेशन बाद में करेंगे। और बहुत ही बढ़िया दिन है आज। डू यू गाइस नो व्हाई इट्स एन इंपॉर्टेंट डे? एनीवन नोस? डू यू गाइस नो वेयर एम आई राइट नाउ? अनम्यूट तो करो यार।
It's Lohri today.
इट व्हाट इज लोहड़ी टुडे? या लोहड़ी टुडे। और कुछ और की नई बात? Yeah, because you're at IIM Ahmedabad. Of course. Hi, Daivik. Hi, good seeing you, man. Great, guys. Welcome on board. Hi, Akshit. Good seeing you guys. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Keep your cameras on and welcome to the IIM Ahmedabad session. And good thing is, थोड़ा बहुत manifestation करना है तो कर लो. I'm sitting inside the campus of IIM Ahmedabad today as we talk right now. और तुम्हारी call है तो convert करवाएंगे for sure. I'm doing my entrepreneurs course at IIMA. बहुत पढ़ाई करवा रहे हैं, बहुत 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 बड़ी लाइफ हेल होने वाली बाय द वे अगर कन्वर्ट हो गया तो। बट या टुवर्ड्स देन आई शो यू, आई मीन लास्ट के सेशन के अंदर दिखाया था, आई शो यू सम डॉर्म रूम्स एज वेल। Okay, lovely. Final checks, everyone. As you guys know, keep your cameras on in this session for sure. It's a mandate to keep the cameras on. And hi, Siddharth. Hi, hey, David. Good seeing you, man. क्या हाल है?
Hi, sir. All good. How are you?
I'm in IMDC, man.
वो नाइस। हम तो बेचारे डॉम में ही हैं अभी फिलहाल।
बढ़िया। ओहो, अक्षित अग्रवाल, क्या हाल है? लॉन्ग टाइम, मैन।
All good, sir. Really long
बढ़िया।
time.
ये धोखेबाज है, ये एफएमएस की कॉल गेटर सेशन में आया था, कन्वर्ट करके फिर अहमदाबाद ज्वाइन किया इसने। ग्रेट ग्रेट सुपर। थैंक्स फॉर ज्वाइनिंग। लवली। हाय ग्रीना, हाय अविनाश। ओके, फाइनल चेक्स विद योगेश, निखिलेश, जीत, दियांशी, हर्ष, अजय, महिका, वर्णिका, अशिता एंड अतुल। एज यू गाइस नो, इट्स मैंडेटरी टू कीप द कैमरास ऑन। यार देविक, इनको 4 बार बोलना पड़ता है कैमरा ऑन करो। ये अगर अहमदाबाद पहुंचेंगे तो क्या होगा इनका, बताओ।
Sir, we are very disciplined about these things at campus. 8:45 is 8:45.
Ask
Keep
me.
reading is must.
8:45 मीन्स 8:45। मैं तो थोड़े दिन के लिए, 14-15 दिन के लिए हूँ तो टोटली मिला के 2-2 हफ्ते, बट हमारा भी सेम 8:45 रिमाइंड्स मी माय एसपीजेन बॉम्बे डेज। तो या एंड टुडे आई वाज इन द सेशन। आज तुम्हारा एक पीजीपी वन के लिए।
Strategy professor.
या आई वाज क्रेजी, वर यू देयर?
Yeah, yeah, I was there.
ओ आई वाज देयर इन फैक्ट। तो चित्रा मैम टुक मी आल्सो, सो शी वाज लाइक, जानना है क्या मैम? मैं वो चलते हैं, सुन लेते हैं।
Genuinely a
सो
good session.
very good session,
Very good
yeah.
session.
Okay. So people who don't know, there's a guy from IIM Ahmedabad, then he went to Harvard Business School for his MBA, and then he went for his PhD at Harvard. Yeah, and then he was teaching at Harvard. Now he was one of the utmost professors at Tuck Business School, right? Tuck. क्रेजी गाय। बट एक चीज देख के थोड़ा मुझे बुरा लगा, वो 2007 की स्लाइड दिखाई थी उसने, मैं लास्ट सेशन में दिखा रहा था, उसमें जी का लोगो था 2007। देखा तूने?
Yes.
एंड एंड 2025 में
25 में नहीं।
25 में निकला। मैंने बोला ये होता है यार। एंड 2007 आई वाज परस्यूइंग माय एमबीए एंड जी वाज लाइक, ओ माय गॉड, अलग ही लेवल चल रहा था। But nevertheless, in interest of time, let's begin. Okay, Dianshi, Atul Sharma, and Anirjeet, Durgesh, Prasanna, Nikhilesh. Last review, else we're going to put in the waiting room. Okay. But yeah, great, yeah. Quick checks before we do this session. So it's very planned. I'm going to be live with you for the next 40 minutes. I'll do the less talking. Your seniors from CATKing family, Akshit is a dear friend, Daivik is a dear friend. You're in train, okay. Still, you keep your camera on. That's fine. So they will talk more about IIM Ahmedabad than me. दैट्स नंबर वन। और एंड में कुछ लोग CAT 25 की भी बातें सुन रहे हैं, उनको भी थोड़ा मोटिवेट कर देना। तो एक लाइन एंड में अपन वो करेंगे, ठीक है। बट एजेंडा इज ओनली गोना बी ग्रेट। अक्षय बोल रहा है कैमरा नॉट वर्किंग, क्या करना है इसका?
Not allowed at IIMA, sorry.
ओह गॉड।
Either in the meeting with the camera on or you're not. Sorry.
ये हुई ना बात। गुड। लास्ट फाइनल चेक्स, टेक अ फोन एंड मम्मा का फोन, पापा का फोन ले लो, इससे ज्यादा और क्लियर नहीं हो सकते। सो प्लीज स्टार्ट गेटिंग इनटू द बी स्कूल मोड, ओके। आई एम अहमदाबाद स्टार्ट्स एट 8:45 AM इन द मॉर्निंग। यार 8:46 पे अलाउड होगा क्या मैं? अक्षित, चलेगा?
Gates locked at 8:44:59.
यार
You can.
11:59 का टाइम था आज असाइनमेंट सबमिट करने का। वो नेट नहीं चल रहा था इसलिए कैमरा ऑन नहीं कर पाया। तो मैं 1 बजे तक दे दूं, चलेगा?
हार्ड कॉपी सबमिट करनी पे आई
हाँ।
थिंक ए के पास जाके, आई थिंक असिस्टेंट के पास जाके, or you can write to your BR like Daivik, but
व्हाट इज पीआर?
batch rep. Daivik is a batch rep for PGP ones, I think.
ये क्या अच्छा, उसके पास जाके फिर उसके, अच्छा गुड।
उससे जाके प्लीड करो कि भाई प्लीज ए को कन्विंस कर लो।
अच्छा गुड यार, कंपनी आई थी आज, गूगल कैंपस पे आई थी, मुझे पता है तुम्हारी प्लेसमेंट शुरू होने वाली है, बट
लैटरल्स चल रहे थे उसके लिए आई थी।
वही ज्यादा मत बता अभी। ठीक है। तो तो प्लेसमेंट शुरू होने वाली है आज, सबमिट नहीं कर पाया 11:59 पे, कल सुबह तक दे दूं अपना रिसीवी, चलेगा ना?
None of that works, no.
प्लीज यार अक्षित।
Fines. Place com fines. That's it.
Oh, good. Great. So are you guys getting to the grill? So which college you are aiming at? You have to start preparing yourself, start imagining yourself. This session cannot be get hotter than this. I'm sitting inside IIM Ahmedabad. Two of your seniors are here. We'll turn the world upside down to convert your calls. All right. And जो पूछा जाएगा उसका जवाब देंगे. You guys can definitely unmute yourself and ask the questions in between. Humble request, final request. In these sessions, make sure that you are to the point and discuss only the things which are being spoken about. If you have anything else, we'll give you last 2-3 minutes to talk about for sure. Before this final checks, I always check your CAT percentile. What is your pehle general janta? What is the CAT percentile? Do you have any work experience? Type in your 99.x, 98 point this, pehle general janta, comma, how much work experience you guys have got, and general engineer male or non-engineer, जो भी है आपका फटाफट टाइप करके बताइए, फटाफट स्पीड से। हाँ, ओके ओके ग्रेट, 99.2 फॉर माइन पूरा लिख दे, जनरल, पहले जनरल जनता। ओके ओके, जल्दी जल्दी फटाफट फटाफट स्पीड अप। ओके, 99.68 जनरल नॉन इंजीनियर, 30 मंथ्स पे एक्सपीरियंस पे कॉल आई, वेरी नाइस। ओके, मैं 99.93 25 मंथ्स जैम, ओके गुड। 98.24, ओके ग्रेट। जनरल सीए 95%, अरे हर्ष कन्वर्ट कर भाई। 99, वेरी गुड। कहाँ है हर्ष, वेर आर यू मैन? ओह गुड थिंग मैन, कॉन्ग्रेट्स मैन, कॉन्ग्रेट्स। ये आती नहीं है कॉल ना 95 पे, का ही है तो कन्वर्ट करना बैठ के, बहुत ही बढ़िया, ग्रेट। ओके 98.24 जनरल नॉन इंजीनियर मेल फ्रेशर। भाई ये कैसे हो रहा है यार, क्या हो रहा है भाई ये? अक्षत देविक 98.24 जनरल नॉन इंजीनियर फ्रेशर, आई एम अहमदाबाद इज चेंजिंग द क्राइटेरिया।
Actually shocking, sir. 98.24.
बहुत ही बढ़िया, बहुत ही बढ़िया यार। ओ जन, अच्छा एफ तो नहीं है तेरी भाई, ये बता दे पहले मैं। ओके ग्रेट, 93 पे एफ की कॉल, बहुत बढ़िया। ओके ग्रेट, रिकॉर्ड कैटेगरी फोक्स, फटाफट स्पीड अप, ग्रीन एंड नाइस। ओके ओके, 95.7 ओबीसी फ्रेशर, 90.24 ओबीसी, वेरी गुड। 97.3 फ्रेशर, ओके। एसटी कैटेगरी 81 परसेंटाइल, एफएबीएम, ओके गुड। 90.21, ओके ग्रेट। 90 ओबीसी एसटी, ओके लवली। ओबीसी आई एम अहमदाबाद, लवली। ओके 92.4 ओबीसी, 36 months work experience, great Varnika. Super. As you guys know that you guys need to make sure that as you guys move into your CAT preparation, CAT GDPA preparation, once you guys have an interview call, the percentage of your CAT weightage is nearly zero. They say 40%, 50%, 60%, but if they don't like you, you're going to be thrown out for sure. तो इसलिए please don't take this call lightly. मैं बार बार बोलता हूँ, बहुत बुरा लगेगा, अहमदाबाद की कॉल है और बैठे हो लखनऊ के अंदर, ठीक है? अहमदाबाद लीग का पार्ट है भाई, ये लोग अलग ही लेवल है। द प्रोफेसर्स हु कम ऑन बोर्ड, द प्रोफेसर्स हु आर टीचिंग इन द क्लासरूम्स, द गेस्ट सेशंस आर वे नथिंग अगेंस्ट लखनऊ और इंदौर ऑफ द बैंड, बट अलग ही है, एबीसी का अलग ही कल्चर है, तो कॉल्स कन्वर्ट करेंगे। ठीक है भाई, विद दिस लेट्स बिगिन। ओके ग्रेट, प्रसन्ना एंड आईफोन, चेंज योर नेम्स, लास्ट रिमाइंडर, एल्स आई एम गोना पुट यू इन द वेटिंग रूम. Quick updates. As you guys know, these are the details which are given on the website. तुम check कर सकते हो. Placement stats are there. Placements are happening. All those things are there. This is your selection criteria. ये सब चीजें भी ignore कर सकते हैं. This is some of the RTA data as per the minimum percentile person who was waiting list movement. हाँ, अहमदाबाद की waiting list में movement होती है. पिछले साल 27 तक गई थी. कोशिश करना मत जाना यहाँ पे, बड़ी मुश्किल मूव होती है वेटिंग, हाँ बड़ी बहुत मुश्किल। ये लकी हो तुम 27 तक जा रही, नहीं तो 21 22। अक्षय तेरे भी टाइम पे आई थिंक है ना, 21 22 कुछ ऐसा ही कुछ था ना?
I think my term it was somewhere 15 ke around. I think last year it moved slightly more.
या
Mine it was below 20.
राइट, ऑलवेज इट्स बिलो 20, मैक्सिमम I've seen like
Yeah.
15 16 21 in the past few years, बट नहीं होता। ईडब्ल्यूएस का वेट लिस्ट मूवमेंट हार्डली होता है। 14 फॉर ओबीसी, बहुत 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 रोना पड़ेगा तुम्हें, और रोना पड़ेगा जब वेट लिस्ट तुम्हारी 5 पे आएगी। द गुड बैड थिंग इज यू आर अबाउट 25 ऑड पीपल, आई थिंक 150 ऑड यूट्यूब पे भी आए हुए हैं। बहुत ही बढ़िया, एंड कल कॉल्स कन्वर्ट कर लीजिएगा बैठ के, which going to be really helpful. This is some RTA data. This is last person sitting inside, okay? ये मत सोचना कॉल आया तो कन्वर्ट, दिस इज द लास्ट पर्सन सिटिंग इनसाइड द स्कूल। ओके ग्रेट, बाकी चीजें आपको प्लेसमेंट स्टैट्स वगैरह वो हम चेक कर देंगे, फाइनल स्कोर का कैलकुलेशन वगैरह आपको पता है। ये तुम्हारी लास्ट ईयर फैमिली है, गगन अक्षत बैठा होगा इसमें, ज्यादा स्टूडेंट में भी ढूंढना पड़ेगा मुझे, ठीक है? एनी विच वेज ग्रेट, सो लेट्स गो भाई। अक्षत, लेट्स गो टू यू and start talking about them. इनका पहला इंटरव्यू is expected to be on 5th of Jan, 5th of February. and कॉल 6 जैन को हो चुकी हैं, नियरली 20 days के आसपास का टाइम है. So let's go into one by one. Akshit, how was your interview experience at IIMA during your preparation? What went right? What went wrong also? And then we'll go to Daivik, and also if Ankita joins in, we'll have Ankita also joining in a couple of minutes. Akshit, a quick
Yeah.
update. You are a professional by now, but tell your profile a little bit so that it's benefit fit for everybody. And Akshit is a dear friend. ये 2-3 साल से CATKing family के अंदर he's 2 साल से he's helping to convert your calls as well. Great. So let's go, Akshit.
Yeah, so I'll tell you a bit about my background. So I am a BCom honors fresher. Did my BCom honors from Ramjas College, Delhi University. Appeared in the CAT 2022 paper. I'm a general non-engineer male. Got 99.91 percentile overall. Had calls from I think all colleges apart from Bangalore. So sat for a lot of interviews. Ahmedabad was luckily my last interview happened 19th March. But I think our calls were also out sometime in the first week of January. So I had approximately 1.5 months, 2 months to prepare. Um, my interview was sort of what I would say the least expected questions that you could ever think would be asked in an MBA question वो पूछे गए थे. So the first few questions that I remember, so there were two folks, one male, one female. Got the chance to interact with both the faculty after coming here. But they started off with basic questions, basic HR cues. Tell me about yourself. Uh, delve deep into a couple of subjects that I mentioned. So they asked ki, what were the subjects that you liked in your BCom honors? Whatever subjects I mentioned, they sort of uh, dove deep into it. And then started the weird line of questioning. They asked me, the first question they asked me was, so we were talking about valuations as such as a part of BCom honors. So they asked me if I had to value a forest, how would you do so? And it,
Interview, God. Bhai, this is one of the craziest interview experience. You have to listen to this, okay?
yeah,
This is one of the craziest interview experience. ये मैंने कभी नहीं सुना था. अक्षत ने जब feedback दिया था, I remember. You gave your feedback when you done with your
yeah,
Ahmedabad,
yeah.
remember?
We discussed it 2023 March में once we were done with the interviews.
In the class also you gave your interview
हाँ,
experience, है ना? वो
yeah.
कैमरा ऑन करके. बढ़िया बढ़िया. तो भाई तुम लोगों को बताना चाहिए जब क्लासरूम्स के और तुम्हारे पास सबके पास एक्सेस है. We'll do these sessions where one of you will speak. So I remember Akshit giving his interview and talking it out in the Alumni Connect sessions. Great,
Yeah.
Akshit. Yeah, let's go.
So, yeah, so as I said, the question was if you had to value a forest, how would you do so? And I initially thought that they would like a preliminary answer, sort of ऊपर से answer कर दो. But I ended up just trying to go ahead with sort of like a consulting framework, and I was like dividing key. I'll divide the valuation into three parts, which would be the flora, the fauna, and the land of the forest itself. And then I sort of just covered what I would mention in each of these categories, and the professor literally said, "Ki nahi, nahi, mention what do you mean by flora, what do you mean by fauna." So I started off with mentioning the fauna first. I was like, there'll be multiple hierarchy of animals that are there. So I started off with the extreme that there would be some earthworms, there would be some microorganisms in the soil, there would then be the earthworms, uh, and they had me name insects and animals in every hierarchy that I mentioned. So if I said insect, they were like, what insects? I had to mention that there would be ants and mosquitoes, and sort of that is how the hierarchy went. And it went on up to from the first level of predators, be it the rats, then it would move on to the next level, which would be foxes, and then apex predators. Then there would be the scavengers, the apes. So they had me mention all of it one by one. That was sort of the fauna part. We then moved on to the flora. Then again, went ahead with sort of like a consulting structure that there'd be two parts to it. One would be the rarity of the, and this would apply to the fauna as well. There would be rarity of the animals and the plants as well as the quantity of each of them. So all both of those would contribute to the valuation. And then finally, the land itself. I think this question went on for a good 8 to 9 minutes of the interview, I think. The next question I think they asked was, so there is a forest in the middle of a city, and you walk into the forest and you come across a talking tree. So what would the tree talk to you about? Uh, that was another question that the same faculty had asked. and then again tried to sort of follow a consulting structure itself, tried to cover some basic preliminary questions as to try to the way I approached these answers was to think that what they were expecting was obviously not a real answer to these questions, but sort of just understanding how you think, right? So the way I interpreted that way. So I was trying to be as structured as possible, asked a few questions, clarifying questions on this. For example, I think some of the questions that I recall was if I am the first human that it has come across, as that would impact the discussion that it would have with me. Uh, is it a common knowledge that that there is a talking tree? Is it the only tree? Is there a common phenomenon in this world that talking trees exist, right? So all of this would impact the conversation. And I think my end suggestions for this answer was obviously a bit generalistic. It would talk to me about how it would talk to me about how trees also feel hurt when you sort of pluck its fruits or use its leaves, and how it feels that humans are ungrateful, that we don't thank them for all the oxygen that they give us, and that's sort of the direction it went on to. But I think this both of these questions sort of covered the almost 15 to 18 minutes of my interview. Luckily, I had the chance of interacting with this professor in a very informal manner here at IIMA. So I ended up asking him, why did you ever think that these questions are something that should be asked in an IIMA interview? And his answer was, and I quote, I don't trust people who don't like nature. So that is how arbitrary these sort of interviews can be. The best that you can prepare for, I think, in my perspective, is just keeping your calm and thinking as calmly as possible in the setting, I think. Yeah, that was it for my IIM interview at least.
That's really crazy. That's really crazy. Quick 5-second check. All of you guys, are you guys, you can unmute and tell me, are you ready for such an interview? Yes or no? Ashita, Mayank, Aditya, Yogesh, anyone? Unmute. फटाफट जल्दी जल्दी जल्दी. हाँ नहीं बोलना यार जल्दी बोलो.
Yes,
bit
sir.
more unexpecting, sir.
Wasn't expecting.
Yes, sir.
This is out of scope slightly, but would love to give such an interview though. I mean, to experience questions like these, but definitely not at this moment.
Okay.
I think this is something different, but really something amazing to be part of interview. So yeah.
Right. So here, some people, even at IIM A, B, C, you can expect something. In the sessions, we'll discuss it more. This year, normally we do only one session. This year, we're going to do multiple sessions we're going to call Daivik, etc. And you'll get a fair idea about how these answers are, you cannot prepare directly about these answers, but if you prepared valuations pretty well, and the language used, it's strictly, it clearly means like Akshit is also a well-read person. So how he can use the word like, the apex predictor or like the smallest of the one microorganism, and he's asking like what kind of insects, and he's starting from. So this shows how he can relate to two things as well. And MBA is all about, they'll teach you marketing, finance, HR of the world and everything. And when you're doing a case study, याद मत कराओ case study का, मुझे आज रात को 3 केस और पढ़ने हैं before I meet them in the morning. So when you do the case study, it's a mess, bloody. The case is it's literally the mess. If I have to give you one gist of the case which I did, but nevertheless we'll do it some other day. We did a Ola cab case. तो आज सुबह से लेके इतने documentation पढ़ाई है इन लोगों ने. So yeah, this is like my today's work for like what? This is one class, huh? This is one class. अक्षित बोलेगा सर मैं दिखाता हूँ अपनी बुक से तो कुछ भी नहीं, बट एनीवे ओ देख अक्षित दिखा रहा है अभी. हाँ अक्षित तू दिखा अपनी तरह.
This is for a 20 lecture class. I'm not sure if वो width दिख रही होगी background, but I'll give you a page count. It's 600 pages for 20 classes.
बिल्कुल.
This is 120.
This is my single term case works.
वो वाला फोटो खींच लिया कि नहीं अभी, बुक्स वाला जो खींचते हो तुम लोग?
It's still time. PGP survivor.
I'm done with it.
Yeah. So nevertheless, ठीक है. So you're going to be thrown a lot of things at A, of course more at A than less at B and little bit lesser at sea because their rigor is really crazy. We'll not talk intricacies about what happens inside Ahmedabad. Of course, a little bit on the high level would be helpful, um, for sure. But let's go to Daivik. Daivik, your interview experience with your profile. Okay, just a second. I think Ankita is joining. Is this Ankita? I am Ahmedabad Ankita or somebody else? Yeah, Ankita, hi. Let me just check if she is the same Ankita. Okay. Okay. Hi, Kenneth. Hi, Astha. You need to keep your cameras on. Final reminder, else we'll keep you in the waiting room. Prasanna, Kenneth, and Astha. Final reminders. Okay, great. Yes, Devik, over to you, man. How did your interview go?
So, I'll give my profile first. I am also a general non-engineer male, 999 profile. I'm economics graduate from DTU. And I had a gap of 2 years for UPSC. And my interview was not as interesting as obviously Akshit's. I'll just lighten up the mood because mine was a very typical interview that you prepare for. And I was probably lucky that I got a very typical interview. So my interview obviously started with what was I doing in my gap of 2 years, why UPSC, and then how I am shifting from UPSC to now MBA, and why is MBA backup for me. And I defended it by saying that I have an interest in entrepreneurship and I want to start my own venture. Then it went to how MBA is relevant for entrepreneurship. Is actually MBA required according to you? Can you name some top entrepreneurs who you think have done MBA are now performing very well in the startups, etc.? So it went on that line first, and then it went to my ACADS because obviously I was a fresher. So ACADS is a major topic of discussion in interviews. So I'm an economics graduate, so it went down to price ceiling, price flooring, deadweight loss. These are economic concepts. Uh, and then the other panelist took over, wherein she majorly focused on current affairs because, again, UPSC background. So there were electoral bonds in news at that point of time. So electoral bonds, the discussion went on for, I guess, approximately 10 to 15 minutes, wherein we were discussing about, is the decision right? Could Supreme Court have taken a better decision? What about the right to privacy of corporates? Looking from different stakeholder perspectives. Okay. So the government is doing this, for political parties is this, for citizens it looks like this. So going from a multi-stakeholder perspective, we were analyzing the judgment, and then we went on to farmer protest because again, farmer protest was on rise at that point of time. And it again went down to economics and finance topics such as how is Sensex calculated, how does MPC works, how does repo rate works, in what situations repo rate would fail, in what situations monetary policy would fail. Again, economic concepts because we go through them in economics. So I guess my interview lasted for 30, 35 minutes, wherein 10 minutes were current affairs, starting 10 minutes or 5 minutes were why UPS, why UPSC, why MBA, etc. And the rest 10 to 15 minutes were majorly guides focused on economics. And I guess that's pretty much it because I also gave my interview in the last, it was around 16th of March, if I remember. And that was pretty much my interview.
Okay, lovely. Just a quick small tip. Will come to IIM Ahmedabad for sure. अगर आपके interview starting में जा रहे you end up just a second. Let me just put Anvita and Prasanna in the waiting room. Just a second. Okay. So yeah. So okay. So yeah, where was I in? हम भूल गया मैं कहाँ था but ठीक है. So in your IIM Ahmedabad interviews they can go into level 1, level 2, level 3, which means like starting with the high level point. It could be economics like topic of Giffen books or Giffen goods, or it could be, and then go give an example of that. What do you think about Giffen goods in India or US? Are they different? Are they same? They can go into each of the level like this. They can pick up a macroeconomics. What do you know about macro? In engineering they can go starting from mechanical engineering, your favorite subjects, thermodynamics, फिर उसके अंदर similarly electronics या electrical अगर आपने किया है तो AC DC से start करके level 1 level 2 freshers. Big update. Ahmedabad loves academics like crazy. In fact, they have the most aggressive academic schedule than B or C. Am I right, Akshat and Devik? You guys know it better. I'm only here for like 2 weeks.
Definitely, we have a 6-day study week as compared to Bangalore having 4-day study week. So we are already studying 2 days extra and having more syllabus, more subjects.
Yeah.
And they're more strict as well, I know. Though they were having fun on the kiosk. It's going on YouTube, so we'll not talk everything about it today. But yeah, they're on the stricter side as well. So I asked this question to Bhaskar sir. I met him in SPJain Bombay. मैं वो सर थोड़े strict हम ज़्यादा नहीं है थे like नहीं करेंगे तो फिर casually he told me. But yeah, but he's an amazing guy. Nevertheless, what are the few things which are a big no-no, yaar? Daivik, Akshat, when you see your batchmates, see the agenda of this session is that they should get a flair of it, which is like a big no-no. Okay, Ahmedabad में ऐसा लड़का now, Daivik, you spent like couple of months here. Akshat, nearly 2 साल होने वाले हैं कि यार ये तो हमारी वैल्यू सिस्टम में नहीं है, right? Like SPJMR has their own value system. Like, what do you want to pinpoint here quickly? कि ये तो no है यार, ये मत करके आना इंटरव्यू में. Like example, be ethical, झूठ मत बोल के आओ is like a basic जो मैंने इनको सिखा दिया है. पर फिर भी are there something don't faff or anything under the sun which you think is very relevant to Ahmedabad?
I think all of this obviously with being ethical and all for sure. Like there are a lot of courses at least in PGP2. So you get to choose your electives, you get to choose your subjects. So there's a lot of variety and there's a lot of subjects on ethics and corporate social responsibility and everything. But I think one of the key things that you learn here at IIMA, and it would be a great thing if you're coming along with it, is sort of perseverance, I would say. There'll be a lot of ups and downs. It's a bloody rat race here. I think I thought the same when I was going from school to DU that it will be all toppers from all the schools and there's a sort of level of competition at DU, but the competition here at IIMA almost surpasses that in every context. So the sort of challenge that you have, everybody that you'll see around yourself will have something or the other to offer, be it in class, be it outside class. Everybody will have a fresh perspective. So there might be a lot of highs and lows. Everybody is the toppers. You're not used to being graded on a bell curve as such. So for those of you who don't know, grading at IIMA happens at a bell curve, which is sort of a normal distribution that in any course, irrespective of how many students there are, there's only 10 to 15% who will get an A. Everybody else gets graded below that. There's a minimum number of people who will get a C and D. So you might end up scoring 85 on a 100-mark paper, but you might still get a D because everybody else will score higher. So I think perseverance ends up being a very important skill, I think. Yeah.
You were on.
Go ahead.
So it's going to make you really humble. So in your first 1 week or first 2 weeks at either it's IIM Ahmedabad or Bangalore, academically Ahmedabad for sure when it comes to the quality of the people and the students as well. You've seen Daivik also and Akshit also. Even at SPJ in Bombay, it was humbling, but that's more on the extracurricular, co-curricular, holistic profile, school head boys, head girls as well. So B school life in a top business school is going to be crazy. But that will keep it for the convert session once Akshit they convert the session. तो देविक और अक्षित फिर अपन को वो वाला ज्ञान बांट देंगे. Daivik, what's a big no-no in your mind when they're going from for Ahmedabad?
Sir, I believe what I have observed in my batch is almost everyone is well read, and thinking unidirectionally is a big no-no for me because it again derives from the case-based pedagogy that we have at IIMA. The ultimate point of having a case-based pedagogy and have a diverse set of students is that in a classroom, we have multiple viewpoints and we can think multidirectionally. And I guess that's the same thing they're checking in the interviews as well. Can you think from a multidimensional perspective? Like Akshit in his answer of valuation, or I was answering my electoral bonds question, how different stakeholders are being affected or how valuation can be calculated from different perspectives. So thinking multidimensionally and bringing out newer perspectives is probably what they're looking for and not just a conventional classical unidirectional approach or a textbook approach. So my key takeaway would be to critically think on topics and think what else, what extra or what brownie things can come out of this topic. And that is how an IIM interview would actually be like.
That's so good. Today we discussing about. I was discussing आज जो उसने session करवाया ना वो अपना professor साहब ने. What is his name? VG.
Yeah, VG.
VG. Akshit तू नहीं आया था क्या?
This was a PGP
It was a
once.
PGP1 event.
Acha, PGP
Last
one. Oh, okay, crazy. It was such a great session. I took screenshot of PPT, so I thought I'll do that in the class as well. But just one small thing, maybe you guys can. This is from IIM Ahmedabad. One small thing. देविक तू समझाएगा देखते हैं तू जाग रहा था कि सो रहा था सेशन में तो ये एक स्लाइड थी, let me just
He
share
works,
it on
yeah.
the screen. Yeah, it works. क्या था देविक, बता यार ये. Wait,
Yeah.
do
So
you remember?
actually, the session was about the fusion of AI and digital strategy into newer businesses and how strategy should now be focusing on data. So he gave a concept of three box balances, wherein the first box is to focus on the present, second is to selectively delete the past, and third is to look at the future. And this was actually derived from his studies of Hindu spiritualism, where there are three gods, the three devs, and everything. So he believes that for a good strategy, you need to focus on the present first of all. However, at the same time, you also need to selectively delete the past. And third, you should focus on the future. And then he gave a detailed examples of how different companies are focusing on the future, how they are deleting the past, etc., etc. And the entire session went on through.
Yeah, so just look it up. It's naam Professor VG IIM Ahmedabad and Harvard Business School MBA. Then, so it's called the three box balance. Very simple, very strategic, but the way he was teaching was crazy. It was crazy. Then he linked with the Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, and their wives as well. How I think forgetting the past was, correct me if I'm wrong, Devik, it was about Shiva and his wife
The
Parvati.
destroyer. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's about destroying the past, and then he was connecting to it, and creating the future was, I think, creation is Brahma,
Yeah.
and Brahma's wife was Saraswati, which is means knowledge. To create the future, you do invest in knowledge, and the first one is managing the present. तीसरे कौन थे?
Vishnu,
Brahma, Vishnu. Vishnu's wife was.
Lakshmi, the wealth. You need money and to survive.
Yeah, you need money to survive as well. It was pretty crazy, and yeah, we got a lot of claps in session. So three box balance. I mean, learn more about it. Look it up. I'll just try to figure out his LinkedIn profile as well. He shared in the stream though, and follow.
Yeah, his name is Vijay Govindarajan, so you can search it on LinkedIn.
Yeah, Vijay Govindrajan. He gave his LinkedIn profile as well. So this is like recent IIM Ahmedabad case study, like today. It was 1 hour session, houseful. Houseful तो वैसे इसलिए था क्योंकि attendance compulsory थी, but हंस रहे देविक, but yeah, it was good. ठीक है, ग्रेट. लास्ट 2 minutes फॉर द डे. देविक, इन सब की आईएम्स की कॉल्स कन्वर्ट करवानी है. अक्षत, तू तो भी सीनियर हो गया कैटकिंग में, और तू भी कॉल्स लाने में भी इनकी हेल्प करी है और कन्वर्ट्स भी करवानी है इनकी. Just we'll do multiple sessions. There's some people on the YouTube as well. We'll do multiple sessions. We're trying to make a 10-member gang. Let me just check with Ankita. Ankita, are you on? Ankita, let me just check. I think she got dropped. Okay. Ankita is also Purvaj at CatKing. You'll find him in one of these older sessions for sure. I think your session was done with Ankita, Jagesh, Daivik, or do you remember?
So Dankada.
Yeah. Mine too.
Long, yeah. Gagan was also day zero placed at SPJain, SPJain and IIM Ahmedabad. Let's go, yaar. 1 quick minute on any of the clubs and stuff. As we talk right now, Kiosk just got over, which is IIM Ahmedabad ka Cult Fest. Amit Trivedi was here last night. Last night, na?
Yep.
Day before.
He was
Day
there
before.
last night as well.
Day before.
Great. Another one which I can talk about, rest these guys will talk about the Red Brick Summit, read more about it. उसका नाम पहले Confluence हुआ करता था, पता नहीं it's called Confluence or not, but the name has been changed and a lot of things. Anything life at IIM Ahmedabad, any of the club which they can link in their interviews, not directly, indirectly, but which you want to talk about. Daivik, let's go with you, and then we're going to close with Akshit.
So I believe the clubs in general at IIMA are very active, at least the career clubs, such as the Gen1 Club or the Consult Club or Beta, the Finance Club. And they're well renowned in the industry. So they have alum relations, they have connects with their previous coordinators. So it's a very strong and close-knit community. And that is how people also recruit and also get references post their IIMA lives. So definitely, if you have interest in any of these specific domains, such as Genman or marketing or consult or finance, you can definitely mention about joining these clubs and being part of these prestigious clubs at IIM, I would say.
Yeah, I
Alright.
think even in my case, I was heading the consult club at my UG college, so I ended up relating it to consult club here at IIMA. But I know a lot of my folks who were maybe part of just sports lovers. Maybe if you're a singer, maybe if you dance well, there's sort of clubs for every activity apart from the career clubs, as Devik mentioned as well. So even if you have some hobby that you know really passionate about that and that you want to continue with your time here at IIMS, you'll always find clubs here to relate your answers to.
Okay, great. Okay, let's will talk in detail. I think this is lovely. We can take 1 or 2 questions. Guys, unmute yourself and you can ask, shoot any specific question if you guys have. Any one of you. Anirudh or Prasanna or Ajay or Vishwa. Vishwa, like your hoodie, man. Where are you? Is it so cold?
Yes, sir. Rajasthan में हूँ।
अच्छा, बढ़िया है. ठीक है, great. All right. Okay, lovely. Okay, great. हाँ भाई, anyone, any questions?
Hello, sir. So, is there any questions related to work experience? Like both Daivik and Akshit were freshers, but some insight on questions for work ex in interview.
Yeah, so workers questions definitely will be asked for sure. So as I said, it's an if you ask me like a ballpark, have to paint the IIM Ahmedabad picture. Apart from some exceptions, like interviews can go. One is your undergraduate is like a major thing. You've got work experience also. Devik, you can correct me, your friends and folks, and Akshit, you also. So one part is the UG side, one part the work experience side. Work experience side they can ask in different ways. Number one question: how your day looks like in office. That shows what's your contribution to the team. Number one is what's your number two is the how your day looks like your how you convey your thoughts as well. But sometimes they can go into we end up like my company does this, my company does in my project leader. They will pinpoint on you. तेरा खुद का contribution क्या है यार वो बता पहले. So it could be that. Number three question could be how do you explain your answer to a layman or a 5-year-old, or whatever work you do. If you're working in I remember your senior from CATKing family, Sakshi, she used to work in a elevators company. So she was working in elevators, turnaround time of the elevators, how we can, it's an elevators problem as well. So she was working in optimizing the solution. She was told to explain her the entire thing, what she works. She was in the hardcore operation and supply chain role. So that was on that. And thirdly, if any current affairs are there, say for example, if budget is out by your time or economic survey is out, they can also ask you the same that how it's going to affect your job. Now in the past few years, past 1.5 years, like AI is the talk of town. How AI is going to affect you if you're in the content making side or you're in the literature background or content building on website or most of the companies, all my friends are like CXOs -1 right now. Some of them are CXOs as well. So all of them have been given to reduce the workforce by minimum 25 to 30% in this 2025 years. And they've been forced to use AI right now. So do you think AI is a boon or ban? This could be a what topic as well, which they can ask about from social media. So yeah, fair idea is about this. And very, very important, how your work ex is, what's the impact you're creating? आज session के अंदर हमने discuss भी किया था मैं और सिमरन ने. So what's the impact you're creating in your job as well? Don't talk about my project, save 50 million, 10 million, those. तूने क्या किया? If you can speak to that, that's going to be good. Okay. Hope I answered it well. Hope you
I'll just
understood.
add on to it a bit. So I
Cool.
didn't have work ex, but given my interaction with my batchmates, so I think two things that you should also cover, two answers that you should also cover is one, how do you justify the opportunity cost of leaving your job and then coming for an MBA? If you were already at a job that was paying maybe what 25 LPA, you're losing 2 years of that, paying another 25 lakh in fees here. How do you justify that fees? And secondly, if your company was in the maybe headlines for some or the other context, so then you have to be prepared for it. Let's say if you were working at Infosys, very easy questions could be, do you agree with Narayana Murthy's statement on the 70-hour work week? How do you justify it? And then the conversation could go anyway. But if your company has been in the headlines, so you have to be aware of it and have an opinion on it.
Yeah. अभी तो 90 hours चल रहा है तो talk of the town. आई थिंक अगले साल तक 120 hours हो जाएगा. मैं तो बोल रहा मैं ही पोस्ट कर देता हूँ 100 घंटे काम करो भाई बैठ के. तो ठीक है यार, these things definitely help. Okay, one last question everyone.
Sir, I have two questions, sir. One is most of my friends got questions on this AI last year. So is it relevant for this year? And the second question is I have 8 months of work ex, sir. So is it possible to go questions on in academics also, or most of my questions will be on my work ex only?
So my quick 2 cents is Ahmedabad means academics. A stands for not Ahmedabad academics. So so don't mess with this. It's a very much academic focused school. So तुम देखो दोनों के भी आंसर्स वर ऑन द सिमिलर लाइन. सो एकेडमिक्स के बिना मत जाओ. 2 favorite subjects याद करके रखिए. Top number 1, top number 2. I was telling in the session today, like when I was teaching you guys that If I am the panelist, I ask the first one, फिर मैं second one पे जाता हूँ. First one तो जो लोग रट्टा मार लेते हैं, तो 2 subjects अगर आपके handy हो तो which one be really helpful. But don't go to A's interview without academics. One small thing, you can also learn a little bit of maths. I think Daivik and Akshit can talk it better. So Akshit, I remember तू 1 महीना पहले गया था, June 4th को 5th को कुछ गया था तू, हम दिल्ली में मिले थे. So वो बाद में होता है, but do you think academically थोड़ा mathematical bent of mind is required in the interview as per your experiences?
For sure. And even so non-engineers have a preparatory course that they have to attend 15 days prior to when the classes officially start, which is why I ended up joining IIM a bit earlier. But even that is like a crash course. 10 days, you get almost entire 12th syllabus.
It's 12 o'clock.
So they're not expecting you to learn everything in that 10 days. You still have to have the mind. It's just a refresher course so that you are briefed up on the formulas and you realize yourself what elements you lack in and can prepare on your own. So having a maths background prior to that is definitely essential.
Okay, Daivik?
Sure. So I guess if any professor is from a mathematics background, from operations or decision sciences background, then they will definitely be touching upon the basics of probabilities. So going through the basics of probabilities is, I guess, the A thing that it should definitely be thorough with, specifically non-engineers. Engineers, then that's an again mathematics engineering that they should be very good with. But at least if non-engineers, basics of probabilities, Bayes theorem, conditional probability, etc., should be on their fingertips, I would say.
Okay. Equations, a little bit of coordinate geometry, if they can ask you, a little bit of, they're not going to go into matrices and determinants, but differentiation, integration, brush it up. Yeah, you can't mess with that, right? So we see, I will take it to the pinch of salt. You're going to Ahmedabad, 1227 odd calls they've given. They're sitting on a rejection panel. Okay, they've got choices, right? और wait list भी move नहीं होता है इसका. 27-28 तक last time कैसे move हुआ पता नहीं, but normally wait list move नहीं होता है. तो and it's India's #1 business school. So मैं ये prepare करूँ ना करूँ, अगर दिमाग में question आए तो answer उसका कर लो भाई, right? तेरे को वही वाला question पूछेंगे जो तू नहीं पढ़ के आया है. Why you wanna take a risk at this is Ahmedabad for sure. Okay, lovely. One last question.
Sir, I have a question. So this is actually related to my field. I'm a non-engineer and I'm actually a fashion designer. So when I was going through the dossier, I had read through the questions for engineers, for non-engineers, but I was not particularly finding something which is, relevant to my field. And I was actually, kind of skeptic on what kind of questions I might be facing. So if you can help me with, at least having a broader idea of how a person who's not into the field would question a person like me.
Yeah, fashion is my field. I'm wearing a designer t-shirt. You can see that. No, I'm just kidding. यार मेरे को अक्षत हाँ पूछ ले.
So Ashwin, actually there are a lot of NIFT folks in our batch. I think even in Davik's batch, I think there are more than 10 in his batch, slightly lesser in mine. But I am sort of unaware of the line of questions that they had, but I'm pretty sure that you will be find a lot of our batchmates on LinkedIn. I think
Yeah.
they'll be much more in a better position to help you with your fashion related questions, I think.
Yeah. I remember interviewing one girl last year. I don't remember her name. So she had so-called invented or discovered a jeans jacket, which was like a double way through, and it got selected by Pantaloons. So her design was selected, and the whole interview was in that. What kind of material is there? Why it's uncommon? She was claiming it's like India's first because jeans के उल्टे वाले कपड़े पे jeans नहीं होता है. But she built something. I don't know what was it. I don't know the details. And then her interview was on about what are fast moving, क्या बोलते हैं उसको, fast fashion क्या होता है, is H&M is fast fashion, what is premium luxury, what is luxury. We think Zara is luxury, Zara is not luxury. Zara is even, don't even add luxury to it, it's like premium segment, right? And how H&M is different from Zara, how do you classify Zudio, H&M and Zara, in which stage, if you do a market segmentation, how you can do that. आज का हमारा case study at IIM Ahmedabad was about the market of one. Market of one matlab you cannot segment your market individually, but market of one matlab so much personalized stuff should be available, and that's the entire case study about extreme personalization, if tech can be used for that. So how personalization can be used in your industry as well. So कोई भी question का अगर marketing का answer हो तो customization, personalization is a very big answer and very good answer to speak about. So think more about it. Are you good? खुश हो
Uh,
अहमदाबाद की कॉल आई, तुम यार ऐसे ही शक्लें बना के बैठे हो, थके हुए हो क्या? हाँ हाँ, बोल जल्दी।
सर एक डाउट पूछना था.
हाँ।
So like I have a work ex of nearly more than 38 months
हम्म
around. So in core engineering field in a
हम्म
government sector. So is there any dossier or list of questions for the work ex people
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the?
there is a document for engineers. Just check it out on the dashboard. There is there.
Achha, on there the work ex related questions are also included, right?
It should be.
Okay.
I remember, yeah. 5 year experience, you will not go to their academics. Akshat, Daivik, you can correct me. They'll only go on your work experience, explain your work experience. As I said, 4 5 things. So, sab kuch work ex ka, but try to explain it in your, layman language. Like, for example, if Akshit and Daivik will talk for IIM Ahmedabad for the next 5 minutes, you will not understand the jargon, what they're talking about. They'll throw the word called RG. You will say, RG क्या होता है भाई ये? तो तुम बोलोगे, हंस रहे हैं दोनों, तो ये क्या होता है? तो वो सब लिंगो, मैं अगर अपने एनआईटी सूरतकल वालों से बात करूँ, वो अलग लिंगो होता है। तो बस अपना वर्किंग्स वाले जनता है कि तुम्हारा वर्किंग समझ नहीं आया ना, इट्स अ बिग नो नो यार। तो प्लीज मेलो इट डाउन। सी प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड, let me represent, I represent SPJain Bombay, let me represent IIM Ahmedabad because I'm sitting inside IIM Ahmedabad right now. So we are thinking of building a class. Okay, I want more Akshit, I want more Daviks, and they should bring diversity to my class so that my entire batch should enjoy these bloody 2 years of their life at IIM Ahmedabad. Okay, so like the way these guys answered, Devik and Akshat, the question be काफी interesting था. If you're getting an interesting question, for sure, be ready to give an interesting answer because यार CP class participation के marks होते हैं, ठीक है? CP, Devik, DCP क्या होता है?
Uh, it's desperate class participation wherein there is actually no point, but you are doing it just for the sake of marks.
It's called DCP, yeah. ऐसे ही वो point, that's a very good point. As my friend said, yeah, कुछ भी बोलना है ऐसे ही randomly, तो उसको डीसीपी बोलते हैं। तो सीपी के मार्क्स होते हैं, तो तुम्हें सीपी के लिए, इन शॉर्ट, सीपी इंटरेस्टिंग होना चाहिए यार। क्लास पार्टिसिपेशन शुड बी मजा फॉर अ टीचर, एंड दे डोंट, दीस प्रोफेसर्स डोंट टीच, हाँ, दे विल जस्ट ब्लडी गेट द बेस्ट आउट ऑफ यू. They will hardly teach. End of the day, I should not be saying this on YouTube, but my experience of few days at IIM Ahmedabad, the 2 years at SPJ in Bombay, few days at Harvard, and very few days at Oxford because I'm a dropout. I don't even talk about Oxford. It's like these guys don't teach at all. And what you learn is from your peers. What you learn is from your group works, and your group works are crazy, matlab, crazy. So before you come into IIM Ahmedabad, so they will ship you this soft copies of these 100 sheets, and then you read it out. When you're on campus, of course, you get the printout of these, and then you discuss it in the first read it yourself, and then discuss in the group, and then come in the class. And then teacher will do something called as cold call. Akshit, cold call क्या होता है भाई?
It's sort of when you're sleeping and the professor sees that you're sleeping and then calls you on it. So again, that is also that is negative CP when you don't answer in that cold call.
And it's like, सीधा चल भाई, हाँ सिद्धार्थ, what do you think? What do you think Walter Mackenzie should do? अब सिद्धार्थ ना तो केस पढ़ के आया है और क्लास में सो भी रहा है, और वॉल्टर मैकेंजी कौन था भाई, इसको ये भी नहीं पता है, तो वो सीधा सीधा मतलब, it's called the cold call. It's very famous. It's a thing from Harvard, but nevertheless. Okay, this is lovely. I'm really enjoying the session. We can keep on going. I can show you the world outside, but I think Akshit ka room will be more better than me. इन लोगों ने room blur किया हुआ है अपना, but I can show you a little bit the corridors in the IMDC here. But before that, भाई 2025 के लोग भी तुम्हारी बातें सुन रहे हैं, थोड़ा उनको motivate करो. Just one line, anybody, Rahul, Akshit और ग्रीना और अशिता, और जिनकी कॉल आ गई और जिन लोगों को एक्सपेक्ट नहीं किया था कॉल आ गई, थोड़ा मोटिवेट करके जाओ लोगों को फटाफट इन द लास्ट 30 सेकेंड्स. हाँ भाई, एवरीवन फटाफट गो 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 गो. एंड किया, कायनात, कायनात तूने कुछ बोला नहीं, हाँ तेरी वेट हो रही है. चलो भाई फटाफट वन लाइन. और इफ यू वांट थैंक मी एज वेल, दैट बी ग्रेट आल्सो. हाँ, इफ समथिंग मोटिवेटेड यू, दैट बी ग्रेट. हाँ चलिए भाई, लेट्स गो.
हाय सर.
क्या 25 जनता को मोटिवेट करके जा जल्दी. कॉल आई थी अहमदाबाद की, फटाफट वन
अभी तो
लाइन.
मोटिवेशन मुझे ही चाहिए. मेरी लाइक लास्ट टाइम में मेरी कॉल थी लेकिन मेरा कन्वर्ट नहीं हुआ.
चल ठीक है, आई विल ड्रॉप माय नंबर इन योर IIM Ahmedabad ग्रुप, सो आई विल मेक श्योर यू कन्वर्ट दिस टाइम. ठीक है.
थैंक यू.
And you should be sitting inside. आज मैं घूम रहा था कैंपस में, तो I met all the CATKing family students. It was a lot of fun today. बहुत मजा आया. होगी कन्वर्ट होगी. हाँ भाई. हाँ, anyone else फटाफट.
सर का एक डायलॉग है यूट्यूब पे और क्लासेस में मोस्टली कि लेट द ब्लडी IIM रिजेक्ट यू, डोंट रिजेक्ट योरसेल्फ। और मेरे किसी भी मॉक में 99 कभी आया ही नहीं। मैंने 2-3 कोचिंग के मॉक लिए थे, कभी 99 नहीं आया, लेकिन फाइनल डे परफॉर्मेंस पे 99.23 ओवरऑल आ गया सर। थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर मोटिवेटिंग एंड कीपिंग द स्पिरिट अप।
आई एम ग्लैड। लोगों को ये बात समझ नहीं आती, लेट द आई एम रिजेक्ट यू, लेट द आई एम रिजेक्ट यू। उनको मतलब मैं क्लियर कर देता हूँ, उसका मतलब ये होता है कि भाई तुम अपने आप को रिजेक्ट मत करो, बस चुप करके पढ़ाई करो एंड लेट द ब्लडी आई एम रिजेक्ट यू। उनको समझ नहीं आती, पर ठीक है, चलो जिसको समझ आ गई उसका भला हो गया। गॉड ब्लेस यू मैन। ग्रेट, ओके। लास्ट लास्ट 30 सेकेंड्स। हाँ भाई, मयंक, स्नेहल, एनीवन, अशिता।
सर आपने क्लास में, आप बहुत समय क्लास में कहते हो कि आपका स्ट्रैटेजी, हम लोग के हार्ड वर्क और भगवान का साथ, और आई जस्ट फोकस्ड ऑन दैट एंड आई थिंक एवरीवन शुड फोकस्ड ऑन दैट, so we can work extra hard to convert the calls and all the calls that we are getting. So thank you so much, sir, for putting in that effort behind every one of us and each and every one of us.
आई एम ग्लैड मैन, थैंक यू सो मच। ओके, एनीवन एल्स? हाँ अशिता, तू बता दे, तेरा तो निफ्ट वाली लो पर्सनल पे कॉल आएगा, पक्की बात है। जल्दी।
Yes, sir. My call was at 94.05 actually, and honestly, I mean, like I had a feeling I might get in, but I didn't get calls from other IIMs, so I was actually, in sort of a fits, and I was like, ये मिलेगा नहीं मिलेगा क्या होगा? But fortunately, I got the call, and when I got the call, the first thing that I thought to myself is, I need to convert this. This is my best call that I have in my hand. So I think I've seen a lot of videos of yours, and that has actually motivated me to, have some faith in myself. And actually, to be honest, I'm not a public speaker, so to even unmute myself and talk right now, I mean, like, I think watching your videos has made a lot of difference to, overall morale and boost.
बहुत
So
बढ़िया
it means a lot.
आई एम ग्लैड यार, आई एम ग्लैड। चलो भाई, सीनियर्स अक्षत, दैविक, इनको लाइफ एट आई एम अहमदाबाद बताओ और थोड़ा मोटिवेट करके जाओ यार, तुम लोग पहुंच चुके हो अंदर। और भाई, एवरीबडी हु इज ऑन द चैट, ओके, आई डोंट केयर अबाउट एनीथिंग एल्स। आई एम अहमदाबाद कन्वर्ट होना चाहिए, पीरियड। समझ आ रही बात? बस इसके अंदर नो इफ, नो बट, लेट देम रिजेक्ट यू, वो पढ़ाई के लिए होता है। नाउ ब्लडी यू विल मेक श्योर दैट यू एक्सेप्ट। आई एम रिपीटिंग, सिटिंग, ये मैंने कैंसिल इसलिए किया था सेशन बिकॉज कियोस्क चल रहा था इनका। आई एम सिटिंग इनसाइड अहमदाबाद, तुम्हारे सीनियर बैठे हुए हैं 2 साल के, और नकली वाला एलुमनाई तो मैं भी बन जाऊंगा। मैंने 21 दिन अगर पूरे कर लिए ना तो एलुमनाई बना देते हैं तो ठीक है। तो तुम्हारे सीनियर बैठे हुए हैं यहाँ पे, और सेम कोर्स, सेम ज्ञान, यही लाइनें, ये लेट द आई एम रिजेक्टिव कर करके देविक देविक ने भी सुनी होगी, इसके टाइम पे भी अक्षित ने भी सुनी होगी, एंड दे हैव रीच्ड इन देयर। तो ब्लडी अभी कुछ और करना ही नहीं है, नौकरी वोकरी छोड़नी है, बीमार पड़ के घर पे पड़ना है, आई डोंट ब्लडी केयर, ओके, आई डोंट ब्लडी केयर। द बिगेस्ट रिग्रेट ऑफ लाइफ वुड बी व्हेन यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू डू इट, एंड व्हेन यू आर सिटिंग इनसाइड द स्कूल यू विल गो क्रेजी। तुम बोलोगे वो भी रिग्रेट अलग होगा, कहाँ पहुंच गए, इतना पढ़ाई, बट दैट रिग्रेट इज गोइंग टू बी वर्थ इट फॉर श्योर। हाँ भाई अक्षत, एनी पार्टिंग थॉट्स?
Just one thing, matlab, one thing I'll say from the other side is it'll be worth it. So anytime that you have a feeling that you don't have that motivation to push, be it for the GDPI prep, be it for CAT 25 if you're appearing again, it will be worth it if you get into your dream school, be it IIMA or IMB or any other. So whenever you have that
That's great,
motivation,
Derek.
so that push for it. It's a tough ride, but it'll be worth it, promise.
Awesome. Devik.
I would just say that it's been 6 odd months at IIMA, and I still get goosebumps when I go to LKP and see that magnificent building. Uh, so the IIMA is recognized with its LKP structure. Just keep that in your mind and be relaxed. Relax a little bit because interviews require you to be mindful and relaxed when you're giving an interview. Don't take too much stress. Prepare well, and it's worth it. As Akshit said, it's worth it. Genuinely worth it.
Awesome, that's lovely. You're right. What LKP is saying, ये मैं बोलूँ ना, शॉर्ट फॉर्म्स काफी यूज करेंगे, तुम्हें सब चीजें मैं दिखा दूंगा वहां जाके, मैं बहुत दूर हूँ यहाँ से। बट एनी विच वे, साइनिंग ऑफ बॉयज एंड गर्ल्स, दिस इज द न्यू बिल्डिंग। Maybe just you can enjoy the corridors right now. मैं class में दिखा रहा था. So, but now most of the classes happen on this side. Though I'm in IMDC, which is for the I think exec folks here. So yeah, it's a beautiful campus and great food. Oh, by the way, I'm liking your food. I put on like 1 kg in one day already, Akshit. तो तुम्हारा best food है ना वो old वाले में से कि नहीं यहाँ पे shift हो गया है?
No, we still go to the old campus mess.
वहाँ जहाँ आलिया भट्ट खड़े होके खाई थी है ना उस लाइन में.
No, we are
All right, boys and girls, thank you so much joining in and all the best. All the YouTube family, you preparing for Ahmedabad or CAT, that बस पढ़ाई करो और रब पे छोड़ो. और जो तुम स्क्रीन पे हो ना, कैमराज ऑन, मैं देख रहा हूँ तुम्हारा. I will be added to your WhatsApp groups and we'll work really hard. ठीक है? I'll do some more sessions with you. And Akshit, can they reach out to you for converting their calls?
Yeah, of course. I'm on LinkedIn by the same name, so do hit me up if there's anything that you guys want to
Super.
talk.
ग्रेट ग्रेट ग्रेट. पूछ लेना पहले, आयु कैटकिंग स्टूडेंट नहीं होगा तो पहले बोला ज्वाइन कर तभी आना. ठीक है? ठीक है, done है. All right, great. But I'll keep calling you up. We'll have multiple sessions. All right, boys and girls, thank you so much for joining in. People on the YouTube family, do it on the like button. And thank you so much, guys, for listening to me, for listening to your parents. And the best thing is, this thing, you do it for yourself and you do MBA only once. Make sure you do it from the best business school. और best business की call आई है, convert भी करो. ठीक है भाई? Thank you so much. I have to go and read my cases as well. God bless you guys. Bye bye. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. ठीक है. Thanks भाई. Seniors को thank you करके जाओ. हाँ.
Thank you, Akshit. Thank you,
Sir.
Daivik.